Hi guys, this is Miss Hamlin again. So this is the Introduction to World Literature. I think I mentioned at the beginning of this course that one of our many foci in this class is not just literature, but specifically literature from around the world, going back to ancient times. So when we use the word literature, we're often talking about things that are specifically pieces that include themes that are universal, timeless. So they go across cultures, human beings. So like the human condition. There's a lot that encompasses. I'm going to kind of do a quick run through this year. And we'll start that today. So first of all, you need to understand that we traditionally have had a dichotomy between the Eastern world and the Western world. So when we think of like ancient times, we tend to think of the Eastern part of the world. And so right about here-ish, not everybody would probably entirely agree on exactly where that split is. It's not like an actual line. It's just kind of a cultural divide. It's closed in a lot because we live in a global society now. Obviously, you guys have grown up with phones, with smartphones specifically, where you can see what's happening around the world, like, instantly. Whereas that hasn't always been the case, especially not in ancient times. So we're actually going to begin today with what we call the cradle of civilization. So you've probably heard this like going back into like middle school history or learning about ancient history, maybe world history with Mrs. Unger last year. But we're talking about like the area of like ancient Iraq, that area, and Turkey and Syria. So we're going to start there. We're going to then go over into Egypt and talk about like ancient Egypt a little bit and the Hebrews, because the Hebrew Bible, whether you're religious or not, is a super important piece of literature, even from a secular standpoint. And then we're going to talk about Saudi Arabia and ancient Iran, which was called Persia at one time. And then we're going to go over to ancient India. And then we're going to go over to ancient China. And then we're going to go over to ancient Japan. And that's probably about as far as we're going to get this semester. And that's going to kind of give us context for where we've gotten in literature at this point in modern society. Like I said, we're going to start with ancient Sumeria today, ancient Egypt, the Assyrian civilization, the Babylonians. So your assignment is in your folders. It's going to be a reading or part of a reading. And it's going to be like right there questions. Okay, so it is a piece of nonfiction. So sometimes we struggle, I know, with reading nonfiction more than we do fiction. So like something that's true, and in this case, it's from a textbook, rather than like just a short story or a novel or something. But it is experience that we need to get. That's part of our standards too, is reading nonfiction. So it's going to be good practice reading nonfiction. And you're going to be reading for informations are going to be based on the text. You're going to see the same language, and we're going to take it kind of slow. So do your best on that today, and then we'll regroup tomorrow. Have a great day.